I'll just quickly show you the error messages that you get when you declare constant pointers or pointers to constant things and then break your own rules. Here I have some code that works with the const and non-const objects that we already have kicking around. This is an integer pointer pi, that's the address of I, no problem. But if I uncomment this line, if I try to take the address of that const I, a value of type const integer pointer can't be used to initialize an entity of type integer pointer. And in other words, if I want to do that, get that address of CI, I have to put it in a const integer pointer. Here, I'm going to make a person pointer, address of this person up here, that's fine, and another local person, and then I'm going to try to make some pointers. So if I make a const integer pointer, that is a pointer to a const int called PCI, I can point that to the same place that this PI is pointing, in other words, the same non-const I under the covers, but because I've said that it's a pointer to a const, if I then try to go through it and do things, expression must be a modifiable L value. The compiler doesn't try to follow back the chain and so on. I said PCI was a pointer to a const. Then I tried to use it to change the value. What am I doing? And I get an error message. Notice, however, that I can change the pointer itself, PCI, to now point to a completely different local variable, j, that's sitting up here and is a non-const integer. Can take the address of that, put it in PCI, not a problem. I'm allowed to change where the pointer points to. Here the word const has moved away from the type and closer to the pointer. This is a constant pointer, so I can use it, star CPI, reach out through the contents and change where it points to the value 4, which means that I is, among other things, going to change to 4. But this line of code that tries to get it to point to j instead, expression must be a modifiable L value. I'm not allowed to change the value of CPI, not the value that when it's stored through it when I go star CPI, but the actual value in CPI, the address, not allowed to change it. Now here's this crazy one, constant pointer to a constant int, and I can't do either of these things. So I can't reach out through the pointer, must be a modifiable L value, and can't try to get it to point somewhere else. I can use it. I can say int k is equal to the contents of crazy. So it's not completely worthless. I just can't change either where it's pointing to or the value contained in what it's pointing to. And that's the story of const and pointers.